This is the February 2012 League Monthly tournament that's going on right now, brought to you by Esports Monthly. You can check out all their details at esportsmonthly.com. We have Team. The meta is changing against Team raGe. It is round 3, game number 2. Game number 1 went to Team raGe in just an amazing, amazing final game, late team battle. My name is raGards. With me I have from Dirtnap Gaming, who sponsor Team raGe, is Fourth Oracle, and I appreciate you hopping on with me here and bringing some just great games. We've seen some great games right here on the League Monthly Twitch TV channel, so I'm excited to see this one.
Oh no, it's been a fantastic series of games today. Each of them has been interesting. Definitely have been games that go into the late game, that are games that you don't just surrender because you know who's going to win right off the bat.
Right.
They've all been absolutely fantastic, showing off what really characterizes League of Legends is that strong team play. That's what really makes the difference.
You know, a lot of times people say win lane, win game, and I don't know how much I necessarily agree with that when it comes to competitive League of Legends. Maybe solo queue, but when it comes to competitive play, we've just seen such good team fights, and we've seen teams that have lost their lanes that have come back. I mean, I'm thinking earlier today when we were watching Just the Usual against Geo and Friends, and we saw Just the Usual come back from kind of a terrible laning phase to just absolutely destroy in the late game. And you know, we see that sometimes in competitive play, so I'm really looking forward to seeing this one. Both teams really with solid comps. I don't know who I would pick one way or the other, to be perfectly honest. I think both of them just have solid team comps.
Overall, I would say that the meta is changing, has the stronger team comp for laning phase, because you have, I do think that Graves and Sona has a much stronger laning phase. Nidalee with her teleport, and especially if she goes AD, she's just going to be able to push lane all day. Gangplank is going to... well, I guess it depends on how the jungle goes then. That could go either way.
We do see a little bit of invasion coming in here. Renekton, who is doing a little bit of just scouting in there. Now, you have to realize that he does have a stun, and he made sure to grab his stun first. They also have the knockup from Alistar, the Pulverize. He has the AoE knockup, so it looks like it's going to... The meta's changing is going to decide to actually go and take raGe's blue, while raGe is going to go ahead and come back over. Now, this should be kind of interesting to see what happens, because raGe definitely has the better level 1 fight.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try and catch
them. Oh, this is interesting. They laid down the CV. Now, Renekton is there, or excuse me, Maokai. Maokai is going to get, he's going to get taunted. There comes the Pulverize from Alistar. The Ignite goes off. That is going to be a dead Nidalee and also a dead Maokai in the team fight. Now, they are going to continue to fight. Flares is in there, and there goes the Ignite. Ahri goes down. And Tristana just with another rocket jump, and that is going to be a 2-for-0 exchange right off the bat, level 1 in favor of Team raGe. And man, that's what I'm talking about. That level 1 team fight is just too strong, and they're going to make their way back in the lane. Now, that is going to put Maokai at a little bit of a disadvantage, because now he's going to have to, he's not going to be able to hit level 2 as fast as he normally would.
However, both Nivea and Renekton getting first blood. Or no, Renekton getting first blood, and Anivia picking up a kill. Graves did pick up a kill as well, but Tristana got 2 assists. We can actually look at the total gold. Yeah, Graves definitely got more gold out of that total. So Graves is going to have even more of an advantage bot lane. However, Renekton did get that first blood, and he is coming to lane with boots and a Doran's Blade. That's definitely going to give him a large advantage early game. Yep, Nidalee is stuck with her Doran's Blade. Yep, looks like we're seeing an AD Nidalee.
Yeah, we will see an AD Nidalee. And something interesting to also note, Maokai, who very smartly took his root as his first level 1, so that way he could go in and be a little bit more effective in that level 1 fight, did not have his saplings to go ahead and take the blue buff, and that he did take a good significant amount of damage because of it, and that's going to hinder his jungling as he goes through, because he's going to get hit pretty hard.
Yeah, it looks like he's doing pretty well for himself, though, keeping up with Gangplank decently well. And it looks like he's going for early aggression. We've been seeing that so much from Maokai.
Yeah, we've just been seeing super aggressive Maokai so far in the game. Now he's coming around here, and he should know that Gangplank, yeah, he lays down the ping, and Nivea is going to come down around as well. Now, I'm surprised he knows. I don't know how he knows. He doesn't have a ward. I wish he would go in there. Oh, man, that would have been such a good first blood. However, he's going to go around here, and he's sitting in this tri-brush. Now, they do know that he is there. They have the ward right there, and Graves is just going to kind of bully him out of there and say, listen, get out of here, and Maokai is going to have to run off. And so Gangplank continues to go ahead and farm up his jungle. He's going to be a level ahead of Maokai, because Maokai is just kind of roaming the river here.
Yeah, again, Maokai falling behind in that farm. He's not going to be able to get the gold pretend items that he needs like that. That being said, uh-oh, looks like we have some aggression bot lane. Tristana jumping on to Sona, dealing tons of damage, and it looks like she's going to go down to the auto attacks.
Now we do have
Tristana,
Graves going
Graves
in and
jumping in. It looks like Gangplank is coming in to try and turn this around. Nihilius going down to that last auto attack from Graves. However, Tristana is at pretty high health right now and might be able to clean this up. However, two champions, however low they may be, they have two champions worth of abilities, and she doesn't want that.
No, that was a good call from Tristana. That was a good play by Gangplank, though, because had Gangplank not gone in there, that would have been a dead Graves. Tristana would have easily continued on with that one, and with her rocket jump and her initiation, she probably would have been able to take out Graves. Now, we do look at the other lanes here, and we see that everybody's more or less kind of sitting back, conservatively farming.
Never mind. Gonna be fine. Graves just has enough mana to use his quick draw. We almost saw another kill.
Well, that's something I wasn't surprised by. Tristana does a lot of damage, especially with that rocket. She can rocket jump in. That does AoE damage, and it does a good amount of respectable damage. And not just that, but she also then gets to carry on and continue to attack. Now, Alistar was thinking about possibly going around there. They do have a ward, so they know that he's there, and that's going to be no dice for Alistar. Tristana. Instead, they're just going to sit back and farm. I wouldn't be surprised if they just kind of push out this lane and then go back.
Yeah, it should be noted, Tristana got a kill, but so did Graves. So it looks like Graves is going to keep snowballing in this lane.
Now, Gangplank is looking at possibly invading here on the mid. Slacko is right there, and Gangplank has the red buff. He has the ward over there, so he knows if Maokai decides to come around. Maokai, however, over at his rate. There comes the raise morale. He's going to run in there, and there's the wall from Anivia. Not too much is going to come out of that outside of a parlay and a little bit of damage. Otherwise, Gangplank is just going to kind of hang around there and force Anivia to miss some damage.
Renekton's done a good job top of pushing minions to tower and just denying Nidalee all that farm that she needs.
Now there goes some pings down from Nidalee, right around the area of Nidalee. And that's a good call because Gangplank is in the jungle, and she's laying down a trap there. One thing that Maokai can do really well is tower dive onto that, using that little tri-brush behind the ward. Now, look at here. Maokai is coming in for kind of a ninja gank here. They're going to push up the lane and allow Maokai to hide in those bushes, and Nidalee does not know that Maokai is there. However, on the same side, Gangplank is in the area as well. They don't know Gangplank is there. Maokai is there. Maokai, Renekton versus Gangplank, Nidalee. What's going to happen? Doesn't look like too much, as both of them are kind of heading out. No, Ahri is there. Ahri lays down the taunt onto Maokai. Maokai is going to go down fast with the taunt. Renekton is there as well, and Renekton is going to have to burn his ultimate. However, he is taking a good amount of damage, and he ends up a smart flash from him over into the Baron cage, and he is going to head out of there. However, that was a great play from Ahri. Great heads-up play to head over there. She picks up the kill on Maokai.
Yeah, definitely. She knew that Gangplank wanted to gank top, and so what she did was she started pushing lane. So Anivia was stuck back in her lane to try and get all that CS that she wouldn't have gotten otherwise. In the meantime, that just allowed them to get that quick, easy kill on Maokai.
Absolutely. It was just a great heads-up play. And one thing that I don't see a lot of people doing anymore, and it's something that you see you just saw right there, it would have probably been a little bit more effective, is mid-lane following your counterpart. Like, say Ahri goes off, if you're mid and you're Anivia, follow her, because there's probably a good assumption that they know where a gank is going down, and you can counter gank it pretty decently.
Definitely. On the flip side, you also have mid lane paying attention to the jungler. I think that was a very good idea, sending Ahri up after the initial fight in case it got turned around. I think they had their suspicions that Maokai was there, and so they sent Ahri there just in case.
That was a good call. Now it looks like they're going to give the blue buff to Anivia, which is a good call. Anivia is just... that's probably one of the only bad things about Anivia, is just how dependent she is on that blue buff, how much she needs it. However, Maokai going over there and giving it to her should be... pay attention, Maokai once again. Now, we did see this last game, Maokai falling behind in levels. He is only level 4, excuse me, he just hit level 5, and Gangplank is level 5, possibly going on to level 6 pretty soon here as we see him in there. Actually, yeah, he's about halfway up to 6.
Yeah, Ahri got blue buff too, just a little bit before Anivia did. Throwing out E. Wow, almost hitting that ice wall from max range. Sorry, I'm just admiring our AP mids here.
Well, both of them are extremely talented with their skill shots, and I mean we saw that last game. Slack. Oh, big damage going on to Gangplank. Flares with Renekton goes in with the ultimate, lays the stun down, and he is able to take Gangplank out from under his own turret. That was a great play from Renekton.
Yeah, Renekton is a fantastic duelist, fantastic diver with his ultimate, and he just deals so much damage. He is just raw damage, especially when he pops his ultimate.
That's one of the great things about Renekton, and that's one of the reasons you pick him on your team, is that early game dominance. I mean, that ultimate is extremely powerful. The amount of lifesteal, or not lifesteal, but amount of health regen you get from it, the amount of armor, and the amount of AoE damage that you're doing for people around it. It's a very powerful and highly underestimated attack move, and really shown it there. Now, Renekton is just kind of chilling out here, possibly seeing if he could tower dive onto Ahri. Now, I don't know if that's really a smart idea. Ahri does have the mobility, and I believe Ahri does have her ultimate up, so he's going to back out of there and feel kind of the same way, that it's just not a smart idea.
Oh wow, bot lane cleanse being forced out of Graves.
We see Maokai sitting here camping out the blue lane. Now blue lane does not know he's there. Yes, he does actually. Gangplank coming around. Gangplank level 6 right now, and Nikantor, who is playing Maokai, has not hit 6 yet, so we'll see if that does anything, although I do have to imagine he's getting pretty close. Yeah, he's about halfway up to level 6.
Yeah, he's been dancing around in this bot lane quite a bit. Wasting a lot of time that he could have spent farming. However, once he does get his Philosona, especially once he gets his Heart of Gold, it really frees him up. Oh no! There's aggression mid lane. The egg has been scared right out of Anivia. However, it looks like Maokai is going to be there to make sure that Anivia doesn't go down for real. That is an egg being popped from Anivia, and that's not going to be up for 4 minutes.
4 minutes, yep.
So if there is a dragon fight, Anivia is not going to have her egg.
That passive is super strong, however, you really have to play out when you're going to play it well, and I'm not sure if that was necessarily the best time because there's nobody else around there to really take advantage of it. Although it was a lifesaver for Slacko, and that's going to give him the opportunity. Oh, Maokai with the root inside, however, he does get taunted by Ahri. The Gangplank ultimate is off, a dead Ahri, and it is not going to be enough to take down Maokai, so that is going to be an exchange in the favor of raGe. Great heads-up play from Slacko, who is going to get the kill onto Ahri, and they're going to basically rinse and repeat, and I guess having the egg was a good thing because he was there to be able to take and grab that kill.
Yeah, that was the long trek of Maokai. Flash, and then twist and advance. Then Ahri flashed under her tower, so he just kind of scooted around mid lane for a little while there.
We see Maokai pinging out, and I think for a second there he actually told... Oh, and there goes Maokai. He goes in and he lays down his stun. He also lays down his AoE onto Nidalee, but Nidalee actually responds pretty decently with some damage as well, and she has that heal, which is really powerful on AD Nidalee, that E heal of hers, and she'll be just fine.
Renekton, not Maokai.
Sorry, Renekton. We've both been doing that like the whole day. I've been messing up champs. You've been back and forth. It's all good.
Who's this champion? I don't play this game.
The dragon goes in for a gank. No, they are warding. They are warding up Dragon and keeping an eye on it. As you can tell, both teams laid down wards at Dragon. We're getting about 12 minutes into the game, and I'm surprised we haven't necessarily seen everybody make their way down. We do have a teleport on Nidalee up top. We do not have one on Renekton. So, the pink ward comes out from Alistar, and you can definitely tell that they want it because they took out the ward from Dragon. So now team the meta is changing, does not have a ward control at the Tribrush or at the Dragon right now.
Not even at Tribrush. He bought 2 pink wards just for that.
That's a good call from Nihilius. He's really been playing some solid support, and that's just kind of a smart idea. Now, Sona just kind of hanging around there. I don't know if that's a smart idea for her. They're going to kind of feel out the Dragon there. It looks like everybody's slowly making their way down.
For it. Renekton is coming down from top.
And Ahri is way out of place right now. Ahri, who's taking the blue buff, is nowhere near the Dragon. And this might mean a free Dragon for Team raGe. And I don't know if that was necessarily worth it because you've got Ahri. Ahri's going to be hard-pressed to make her way over there. Is she going to be able to make it in time? Dragon's taking some pretty big damage. There goes the Gangplank ultimate. There goes the Graves ultimate as well. No, the smite from Maokai onto the Dragon gives it to Team raGe. And I don't think that was really worth it.
No, it wasn't. The meta is changing was completely out of position for that. raGe Gaming had probably spent about 2 minutes getting ready for that Dragon. While the meta is changing, just absolutely wasn't ready for that, even with teleport on their Nidalee.
Ooh, Flair's almost getting caught out of place there, but just a great heads-up play from him as he dashes through a wall. Ari was sitting camping in that tri-brush, and Nidalee was there as well. And Flair's just smart move, dodged the taunt. However, Anivia is just sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting to take advantage of Ari here in the lane. Gangplank getting some pretty big damage from Anivia. Yeah, that's kind of the damage she can lay down. Just a matter of laying down her ultimate and that, I'm not sure what it's called here. I'm going to take a peek at it. The Frostbite. It does a lot of damage.
Well, I saw what he did. He cast Frostbite, and then just before it landed, she cast Glacial Storm on him. That was pretty tricky.
That was just a great call. That was a good call on his part. Now we're making our way back up, and I'm surprised. raNekton has just been pushing this lane farther and farther, and he goes in and clears out the Nidalee trap from the bush down below. Maokai now down below. Maokai, he's going to get the root off onto Graves. Graves who flashes out, and Maokai is taking some really big damage from Turret and Graves, who is going to back out of there and say, "No way, Jose, I'm out of there." Oh, and there goes a kill from Nidalee and Gangplank onto raNekton. I'm sorry I missed that one. I was looking at the gank from Maokai. And there's another one from Anivia. These guys are just trolling me left and right. Great, great plays. Two 1-for-1 exchange. And
and now bot lane! Tristana has jumped onto Sona, dealing just about half of her health in burst damage with Alistar diving. What an amazing dive. Alistar was popping his ultimate there to tank tower.
One of the biggest advantages of having Alistar.
That's going to be bot tower for raGe Gaming.
Well, it's going to be top tower as well for Team The Meta is changing. They're going to take that one. So it looks like it was a pretty even exchange. Actually, raGe did get the 2 kills versus the 1 kill. Actually, 2 towers because it looks like Anivia also took mid. So raGe getting the better of that one is a 2-for-1 exchange. Also 2 towers going for Team raGe over Team The Meta is changing. And that's going to start to push the lane out. It's going to start pushing out the lanes. And it's also going to allow raGe to really kind of take map control.
Yeah, raGe right now is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're about 5.6k ahead.
Right.
Doing my math right. Yep. 5.6k ahead in gold. And they are really pressing that advantage pretty well. No oracles on either side that I'm seeing at all right now.
No oracles yet, and something kind of take a look at. It's not the kills, because 7-4 is kind of a close game, but you look at the CS right now, raNekton with 111, Nidalee only with 94. That's a champion kill right there. Anivia with 128 over the 94 from Ari. Tristana with 123 over Graves 95. So right now, Team raGe out CSing by a lot the other team. Now we see big damage going off. Wow, the Gangplank ultimate on top of Tristana. Alistar is in a very bad position here. He's going to have to flash out. However, Gangplank's going to be right there, and Gangplank's going to get the kill on Alistar.
No. There goes oracles. Alistar had oracles.
Was there an oracles on Alistar? That is a
huge
kill for the meta is changing, and that might change things a little bit, because that is, like I said, that is a huge kill. That's 400 gold down the drain. I don't think they got a ward out of that oracles, and they also got the kill on Alistar. So great heads up play from the meta is changing.
Yeah, now Tristana is left all alone to the mercy of Graves and Sona. Sona has the slow power core going on. Now her Q. Graves has dashed in, and the Sona ult barely misses.
Actually, the Sona ult hit, but it hit mid-jump, and so she was stunned when she hit the ground. Now remember, Tristana can get hit by... She can get hit by skill shots, she can get hit by anything when she's in the middle of her rocket jump. She can actually do moves as well when she's in a rocket jump. Oh, and there goes the stun off onto Gangplank. Gangplank taking a lot of damage from Anivia. But yeah, so
half his health in one burst.
That is just crazy damage.
Crazy damage. The D word, man.
I'm alright. I've embraced
That is our bane. That is our bane.
I have embraced the word damage, because that is what League of Legends is. Collateral damage.
Sorry, Nicanor, you're just going to have to endure it a little longer. A lot longer.
A lot, yeah.
Looks like they're going to be... Who are they donating blue buff to? Yeah, they're going to be giving it to Ari. Ari was running up around there. They were checking to see if anyone was there, seeing if they could catch anyone. Guess not. Ping's going down on Baron from raGe. Are they already thinking about it? It's only 18 minutes and 20 seconds into the game.
I wouldn't necessarily be too surprised. Now, 20 minutes into the game, you can grab it. raGe does have a good amount of health. They don't have a Wriggles, though, on anybody on their team, so I guess I would be kind of hard-pressed to find it. Maybe they were thinking that the other team here, Team Meta, is changing. We're possibly going for it. Gangplank has he does have his Wriggles, and Nidalee also does some respectable damage, but it looks like they're not going to. In fact, they're probably just going to ward it up and leave it at that. Ooh, we see almost the taunt going off. Ooh, the stun onto Gangplank. Gangplank was low on mana, however, he's not going to go there. A lot of pings going off towards the dragon area as they're starting to prepare, I'm assuming, for another dragon.
Oh yeah, they're absolutely ready for it. Maokai picked up an Oracle's Elixir just for this case. Ooh, Ahri barely missing Tristana there. That could have cost them Dragon if she had landed those.
Yes, absolutely. So they're starting to get ready here, and there it is. The dragon is back up, and they're going to do... Man, look at how much damage they are doing. raGe just kind of camping up top there, waiting to see if anybody decides to go in. I'm assuming that they'll possibly just flash in for the kill. And nope, there it is. Gangplank ultimate is a little bit late on that one, and that is going to be another dragon for Team raGe as they push forward again their lead on CS. They're at over 5k gold at this point over Team Meta is changing. Oh, and there goes the the taunt onto Maokai from Ahri, but it's not going to be enough to do enough damage onto him as Anivia is there and able to kind of scare them off. That was a scary situation, though, because that is your oracles on your Maokai, and that would have been 2 oracles down the tube.
Yeah, Maokai has been very aggressive again this game.
Alistar in almost a scary situation as Gangplank and Graves are both making their way down, but he's running off. He saw them in time. However, it looks like Graves is going to take some damage from Tristana. Ahri is right around the corner there, and I don't think that raGe knows it. I'm kind of surprised Ahri isn't going in a little bit more aggressively to do damage. Graves is there. It's a 4v2, but they're not going to do anything with it.
Yeah, looking at the gold right now, it's coming out even more in the favor of raGe Gaming. The meta is changing, has been doing all they can to minimize these losses, but raGe has just been making these plays really strong. Something that I'm a little bit confused about is Graves is 500 gold ahead of No, oh no, she's not. I'm looking at Maokai. Wow, I feel goofy now. Tristana is way ahead. Oh man. Looking at the wrong place. Looks like Maokai is coming around for a gank, but she knows.
Oh, Maokai goes in with the root, lays down the pop-up onto the Nidalee. However, they are both extremely tanky, and that is going to be a dead Maokai. That is going to be a dead Anivia, or excuse me, Ahri. Anivia doing a ton of damage, and raGe going in for the tower drive. He lays down his ultimate. Nidalee now is on the run, but Nidalee, that is where she excels. And down bottom lane, Tristana getting the kill onto Alistar, leaving a Graves. So that is going to be a 2-for-1 exchange for Team raGe, and once again, just coming out on the other end of an exchange, they also grabbed the top turret.
raGe did lose their oracles, but I do believe it was quite worth it. Getting a tower for that and a couple kills. Or was it 1 kill?
It was 2 kills, it was 1 tower, and now they're doing a lot of damage onto this top tower. However, looks like Gangplank with his ultimate is going to go ahead and push them off and get them aside. Ping's going down for red, though, and it looks like raGe is going to pick up Team Meta changing red.
Alright, looks like Anivia is being chased by Gangplank and Nidalee right now. However, she's able to throw out her damage, and Gangplank is forced to eat oranges in order to BK. And raGe and Anivia are going to be just fine, backing in the bush up there. However, down near bot lane, Sona getting completely caught and chased down by Alistar and Tristana with red buff. There is no getting away from a Tristana with red buff.
No, she's just way too strong. Her initiation with the rocket jump and then also the slow with the red buff. I mean, that is just, it's extremely strong. Absolutely strong.
Hold on, ping's going down from raGe Gaming on the meta is changing's blue, possibly wanting to take it once it comes up.
Now, they might have a timer on it. I'm not entirely sure. I think the last time it did go to Ahri, so I don't think they're totally sure on when it's coming back up. They just kind of have an estimated time, so it looks like they will start to kind of gather around that area, maybe to catch somebody off guard as they're making their way in. Anivia does start to make her way up through the river, up towards top lane. However, Nidalee is going to have nothing to do with that. I think they know that they're there. No, it doesn't look like they have any wards in the area, so they don't necessarily know that they're there. They just kind of have a sneaking suspicion.
Now, Anivia is getting very close to her death cap right now. Ahri very far behind. She has her Woda and 2 Doran's rings, but she's nowhere near that key AP item.
Yeah, the death cap is just super powerful, especially on champions with high AP scaling. Now, one of the things with Ahri is that her AP scaling isn't super high, so you can kind of deal without a death cap, but it's still, when you're playing against somebody who does already have their death cap, that's kind of a scary situation.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with Anivia. Yep, there it is. They're taking it. They had it on timer. They're probably going to keep the timer. Anivia refreshing her blue. So strong on Anivia. She has blue. She's able to just keep that Glacial Storm going. It does not have a scaling mana cost, so she can just keep it going. It has a starting mana cost of 75, takes 50 per second, but it doesn't increase at all like Maokai's or Swain's.
Which is really nice for Anivia. I mean, like you said, that blue buff is just so crucial on her. It also helps out with the cooldowns on her Frostbite, also on her AoE stun, and so she's able to throw out more of those in team fights. Now, it looks like they're just kind of crowding her. I'm really curious to see if we're going to see a Baron fight pretty soon here, because both teams are getting up there in level, they are getting up there in items, and we do see wards starting to go around the Baron area versus the Dragon area.
Yeah, it's starting to be around that time when teams can take it without taking too much damage.
Now, remember Team raGe has to win. If raGe wins this one, they go on to round number 4. Meta is changing, needs to win this one in order to go on to game 3. And we see, oh man, it looks like Graves is getting caught. Big damage going on to Graves from Tristana. Wow, that damage onto Graves. Alistar must have accidentally missed hit. There goes the Gangplank ultimate. The Summoner heal onto Tristana. She's going to be fine. Sona with the ultimate, though. That's going to be a dead Anivia under the... She's going to egg underneath the turret, and she's going to take a lot of damage, and that'll be a dead Anivia. And it looks like Ahri wants more, as Ahri's using her ultimate to go in, possibly to chase onto Tristana, but she's not going to have enough in there. Great heads-up play from Nihilius, who's playing Alistar right now, and he's going to headbutt her out of there and say, we're not going to trade anymore. So it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. However, I think that was definitely in the favor of meta is changing, because Slacko, who's playing Anivia right now, did have blue buff, and we were just talking about how important blue buff really is on Anivia.
Yeah, going on the Gangplank right now. I'm not sure why Ahri ulted away. She could have ulted toward Tristana and pretty easily finished her off, but she decided to step back instead. And now it looks like with Tristana up and life stealing back, raGe wants Dragon, and it doesn't look like meta is changing, even knows about it. They have one ward like on the opposite side of the wall, but they have no clue. And now they don't have a Dragon timer unless they were able to infer that they took it.
Yeah, and also take a look at the gold advantage, as raGe is slowly but surely kind of getting away with it. They now have almost a 9k gold advantage. They've been at 8 for a lot of the game, and now they're really kind of starting to pull away with that other dragon kill. And also with all of these trades, really kind of getting the better end of these trades. Now, Renekton laying down a big stun onto Gangplank.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to beat on each other for a little bit, realize that they can't really do anything. Blue buff going back onto Anivia, by the way. Oh, bot lane. We have.
Oh my goodness, Graves done. that was
cares not.
Yeah.
Of your quick draws.
Well, there's just not much you can do. Tristana, who of course is passive, her passive scales her attack range, and right now her attack range, she's level 16. That attack range is just so strong and so long, and so she's able to rocket jump in and get those last couple of auto attacks off on Graves and take the kill.
She is so incredibly fed right now. 6 kills. She has over 10k total gold right now. And right now she's sitting on over 2,000. She is going to be able to pick up her, if she keeps farming for a little bit here, she's going to be able to pick up her Bloodthirster. But look, she almost gets caught.
That was a scary situation. She almost had a 4-on-1 situation. It was a good call on her getting out.
Yeah, Sona had her ultimate and might have been able to pull it off before she could rocket jump over the wall into the Dragon Pit. And that could have easily been a dead Tristana, and a lot of gold for the meta is changing. But because she got out of there in time, she's just fine. Ooh, nice. Nidalee knew that she was there because the ward landed that nice spear. Tristana is looking for a little bit more farm now, probably to one-click her Bloodthirster.
She just wants to finish it. I just want to finish my Bloodthirster, man. And
she sees nothing.
Yeah, she's just going to go back, which is probably a good call. We have Renekton up top, kind of free farming, and it looks like meta's changing is probably going to try to take advantage of that. Alistar coming in here. Oh, there goes the taunt off from Ahri, but it's not going to really kind of land on anybody, and they're just going to kind of wipe and get out of there.
I find the team comp of raGe rather interesting.
Nihilus almost getting caught there.
He's
He's going to have to use his ultimate, and there comes a great wall from Anivia, kind of blocking everybody off. That was just a brilliant wall from Anivia. However, Alistar is now going to be at about half health, and they're going to have their full team comp right around the Baron area. It'll be interesting to see if maybe the meta is changing, tries to force something here.
Yeah, it looks like the meta is changing. No, they're not in a better position for Baron because the entirety of raGe is there.
Oh, there comes
flashes in.
He's gonna die right away. Big damage also going on to Tristana. Excuse me, Tristana is going to die with the power chord from Sono. Actually, Ari picking up the kill on that. Another kill. Nidalee falling to Nidalee taking out Anivia, and this is turning out to be a huge fight for the meta is changing. Having to flash out of there is raGe with Flares. However, Nidalee goes in with the flash as well, and Maokai will be the last raGe standing. This might also be Baron for Team the Meta is changing.
Yeah, this sometimes happens that I've noticed from raGe. Maokai isn't just going to let them take it. He might be able to poke them down and keep them from being able to take it. Nah, the saplings just aren't doing enough damage. Gangplank is going to say, oh, you want to stick around? Okay, we can play that game. Yeah, it looks like the meta is changing. Is going to be able to take this Baron pretty easily, as long as Gangplank is able to land his smite at all. Yep, there it is.
Oh
meta
man,
is
that
changing,
was so
picking
close.
up Baron, gonna go ahead and back off and buy. Tristana almost able to one-click her Bloodthirster. Oh, she has a Vampiric Scepter and a BF Sword.
I'm a little bit surprised that Team raGe decided to initiate on that fight. Alistar without his ultimate, and he also was pretty low on health. He died really fast. That was just more or less suicide as he hopped in there. And Tristana was focused super fast. Really, Tristana had no influence on that team fight. It would have been a completely different team fight had Tristana actually had a little bit of an influence on it. So better positioning from the meta is changing. Gave them a team fight and Baron. So we'll see if they can change it around here. They don't have the turret advantage yet. They still have only taken 1 turret compared to the 3 for raGe.
Well, if we look at the meta as changing's team comp, we're seeing something similar to what we saw earlier today. Is that incredibly mobile team comp where you have Graves with a quick draw, Sona able to speed everyone up, Gangplank with his raise morale, Nidalee of course going wherever she wants, and of course Ari with her ultimate. All these champions somehow increasing the team's mobility, and of course when Sona throws down her ultimate, the team can just jump onto them however they want to.
Right.
So what I'm seeing is the meta is changing, has a much stronger team fighting composition, despite Anivia being such a powerful damage dealer.
Absolutely, and I mean, really, it's mobility, but it's also just being able to pick and choose who you want to kill, pick and choose your targets as you go. And they've been doing just a great job at picking and choosing their targets. So that's a big part of team fights, is having that focus. And it looks like we have a little bit of ARAM going on here.
So of course, in true raGe fashion, they troll and say, "Okay, we're gonna ARAM now." No, I'm kidding. Though it looks like Gangplank's throwing out an ultimate, wanting to jump onto that. No, they just want to push them out so they can take tower. Though, oh no, it looks like Shrelius has been popped by Alistar. They wanted to engage, but then instead they decided they wanted to back off, so they just used Shrelius to do that. I am very impressed with the meta is changing right now, really turning this game around in their favor, unless Tristana is able to get in there. Alistar is running in there, but the Soda ult comes out, stunning 4 of them. Looks like she's going to pay for it with her life, though. No, she gets out! And Alistar is taken down incredibly quickly. Ari is jumping around the entire team by dealing massive amounts of damage. Her Orb of Deception hitting all of them. And it looks like the big damage dealers are gone. No, Anivia's egg is still up. Nidalee is going to desperately try to finish her off, but no. Oh no, Tristana's still around, going to try to finish off Nidalee, but no, Nidalee's going to have to back off. The wall coming off from Anivia to make sure that the aggression stops. In the meantime, Graves finishes, or no, Renekton finishes off Graves. Sorry, getting that backwards. What? And, yep, Tristana's going to have to jump away.
Hey man, I was just going to let you run with it at that point. But yeah, that was a crazy team fight, and once again, Team the Meta is changing, really showing how strong their team comp is and how strong they are. Even though they're down about 6,000 gold, still, even after those team fights, even after those Barons, they're still down by a lot of kills and a lot of a lot of gold, however, slowly starting to make it back up. But amazing play from the meta is changing, really to kind of have great heads up, and once again, just picking and choosing their targets right and playing the team fight as well as they could. Kind of negating, Anivia has her wall, but just kind of negating it, saying, you want to throw it on a wall? Well, we'll stun all of you for the time being, and then when the wall's up, we'll come back up at you.
Yeah, I think that it may have been a mistake for raGe to engage that, because the meta is changing. Had Baron for that fight, and they had it for a... They still have it for... Oh, no, it's almost gone. But they fought that whole team fight with Baron on the meta is changing. That definitely was not in their favor. And I am just so impressed with how they were able to keep fighting. They've closed the gold gap now to about 5.5k, where it was 9k once upon a time.
Yeah, absolutely, and really just kind of taking advantage of it, pushing out the lanes. What you're going to see now is them start to clear out wards and start to add wards. However, Nihilius is doing a great job of also going through and clearing out the wards. He's saying, you know what, let's not lose this. Let's not get passive. Let's keep active about it. Keep laying down wards. Keep taking out their wards. We need to push our lanes. And that's what they need to do right now. They need to push out their lanes and keep those lanes pushed. Keep the lanes pushed. Keep the map control up. And that's going to really kind of be a determining factor, I think.
Man, what an exciting game this has been. We saw raGe with such an advantage, but then the meta is changing, just not backing down an inch. This is such an exciting game.
It has been a great game, and oh man, the next team fight I think is going to more or less decide it, and we'll see what happens here, but it really could go either way.
Yeah, I could see both teams crippling each other and having to back off again, because that's what happened in the last team fight. The meta is changing, came out on top, and they closed the gold advantage. They do...
Renekton is going to be in a bad place here. Renekton ends up flashing into all 5 teammates. Renekton is going to lay down his ult. Sona with her ultimate as well. Both Maokai and Gangplank have their ultimates. Big damage is going down onto Gangplank. First falling down is going to be Sona. Also Gangplank going down from Anivia. So this is going in the way of raGe. This is exactly what they wanted. However, also going down Nidalee from Tristana. Graves is in there as well. Graves is going to take out Tristana. Ari is still alive.
He's going to clean up.
I don't think they're going to be able to clean up a full health Ari. However, coming out of that one, 2-4 is raGe. And so raGe is going to come out the better end of that one. And they'll possibly be able to push out this lane. However, Ari is powerful, even though there's 3 of them.
Yeah, I was thinking Ari might have been able to clean up right there, but she flashed out. Ari's been playing very conservatively. She could have killed Tristana earlier, but didn't. Might have been able to kill Alistar there, but didn't. Then again, I can't entirely blame her. Maokai using his twisted advance to grab her. No, all of them jumping on her. The CC.
Oh my goodness, the damage onto Ari.
Man, they just stun-locked her. There
That was
nothing
amazing.
she could do that entire time.
That was phenomenal play there from raGe. It was first with the Maokai root, and then it was with the Alistar knockup, and then it was the stun from Renekton. Just really, really doing a lot of damage. I didn't think they would have enough damage to take out Ari, but they had plenty of it.
So yeah, now that we have a moment, to anyone who's just coming in right now we are watching the meta is changing against raGe Gaming, and you have missed an exciting game so far. I'm the 4th Oracle. I am 4th Oracle, the official Dirt Nap commentator and channel manager. I am joined with Regards, or more accurately, I should say, I'm joining Regards.
Whatever works.
Because he's the one that's controlling the camera. I'm joining him, and we are bringing you the League Monthly. Let's see. You have this down better.
Yeah, this is the League Monthly February 2012 tournament, brought to you by esportsmonthly.com. Make sure to check out their website to find out all of the brackets. This is round number 3, game number 2. Team raGe took the first game. However, Meta's Changing is not going down without a fight, and they want to send this one to a 3rd game, and they want to continue on. The winner of this gets, of course, the Triumphant Rise skin, which who doesn't want that? 15 RP for each player and a champion skin bundle as well. So it's kind of a fun tournament. I think it's got a free application fee, and you get to play against some great teams. So if you have a team, look into joining this, as we see the teams raGe starting to really push out that middle lane again, and they just want that mid lane. They have it pushed all the way up to that last turret before the inhibitor, and they want that inhibitor bad.
What he said.
Sorry, it's a mouthful,
man. Oh no,
man.
looks like Tristana's gonna get caught. No, the parlay hits a minion. Misclick.
Now the pings do go off. Baron is up, so I will expect a Baron pretty soon here. Oh, Nidalee getting caught out of control with the Great Wall from Anivia, and there goes some big damage down onto Team the Meta is changing. Renekton is in there. Renekton does have a lot of health. He does have his Atmas and his Warmogs. He does go in, and it looks like, oh, wow. There goes Ari with the stun. Big damage out of the team. The pulverize from Alistar. Ari falls down fast. Big damage, though, is going down as Tristana falls fast as well. Nidalee is in there. Anivia is running away from the Nidalee, who's doing a lot of damage. Teams are splitting up. Graves is almost dead. They're going to focus it onto Graves. Does get the kill onto Renekton, it looks like. No, Renekton kills Graves. Renekton then kills Gangplank. This Renekton has just been insane this game so far. And here comes some pretty big here comes some pretty big damage onto Nidalee. I'm sorry, my mouth is so dry from talking so much.
Here, I'll take over. Sona being taken down by Maokai off on the side, while the rest of the team chases down Nidalee for the ace. What an excellent engagement from Flares on Renekton. That was just fantastic. He used his Yomu's Ghostblade to jump in there and stun some of the key, and really hurt some of the key targets.
We have 13 seconds, 10 seconds left on Ari. It looks like instead of trying to push up to the Nexus, they're going to go back and they're going to go and take out Baron. That was a huge, absolutely huge team fight for Team raGe, who is slowly starting to have the momentum, goes towards the meta is changing, and they're just kind of sitting around. They're actually going to back, and they're not even going to go for Baron. They're going to go back and buy and possibly try to force another fight.
They were definitely too low on mana.
Yep. Yeah, sorry about that last team fight, man. My mouth is getting dry. I need to get some water.
No, it's fine. You want to grab some water and I'll take over for a minute?
No, I'll keep going for now. This game's almost over, so.
There you go, tenacity. I like it.
Yeah. Tenacity. I get reduction from crowd control effects.
Oh yeah.
So
Ricard's wearing his Merc treads for this cast.
Come at me, bro.
So it looks like raGe is in a much better position to be doing Baron right now. Yep, Alistar pulverizing Gangplank up, just trying to keep him away, trying to look like there's a lot of threat there when Tristana is actually top lane, a good distance from a team fight that might occur. While the meta is changing is all mid lane. Nope, Tristana is moving down, getting ready for the team fight, going the long way around for safety, and it was entirely possible that she would have gotten caught by Gangplank. Both Gangplank and Renekton are sort of out ahead of their team right now. The tanky people just out ahead, and of course the high damage champions have a lot of mobility, so they can get in there. Renekton is using his Ghostblade again to try and get down to Graves, focusing him down really hard. He's down to half health. However, the Soda ult comes down onto Tristana and onto Anivia, and they're not able to get their damage down. However, looks like Tristana is still able to do a ton of damage, taking down Gangplank, and now Arya is being chased down. Summoner heal is used, but it's not going to be enough. She's going to get taken down by that final ice ball. There's the GG, well played, and there's the second game in the series going to raGe. raGe is going to move on to the 4th round.
Wow, what an amazing team fight once again, and I've got to give MVP there too. Again, Flares, I gave it to him last time, playing that Renekton, doing a great job of isolating other champions out and initiating on. Really, both teams had phenomenal initiators, and what it boiled down to in the long run was who initiated better, and raGe was just initiating better. They had a better opportunity of splitting off the other team, isolating other champions, and taking them out, and that's eventually what won them the game.